On this week's Summoner Showcase Revival, the creepiest cosplay you've probably ever seen, a hilarious parody of a Disney classic, a beautiful drawing of Dragonblade Riven, and an unbelievable Koi Nami cosplay. Welcome to another episode of Summoner Showcase Revival, the show that takes your amazing artistic talents and puts them on display for the entire League of Legends community. Now, we all love cosplay, but this particular cosplay may or may not give you nightmares. Seriously, it's as creepy as it is awesome. And that's your caveat. This Sewn Chaos Orianna from the very talented Polish cosplayer Ahu is what I'm going to be seeing every time I go to sleep for the next several weeks. Those eyes, man, those horrible, horrible eyes. I was not prepared for this today. Moving away from the eyes, which is really hard to do because they're just staring at me, the rest of the costume is simply great. Sewn Chaos Orianna is my personal favorite skin for the Clockwork Lady, and coincidentally, it works really well in cosplay form. Well, because sewing. The whole thing is just so messed up and patched together, and that would be a criticism for any other cosplay, but for this one, man, did she do a great job. The photos were taken by Studio Zahora, who I also think did a great job emphasizing both the creepiness and the loneliness of Orianna. You'll find the links to both Ahu's Facebook and DeviantArt where you can find more of her work, including a far less horrifying Officer Vi. Go check it out. Like many of us, if you watched the last week of LCS, you probably noticed CLG's usual roster was replaced by Hotshot, GG, and friends. So where was Doublelift in the gang? Over in Korea with their coach, Montecristo, who convinced them to come over for a boot camp before the playoffs. To the tune of Pocahontas' Color of the Wind, Montecristo wrote lyrics for a hilarious parody convincing CLG to practice in Korea. And because League of Legends community is so creative, TB Skyin on YouTube actually recorded the song. I give you Montehantis. Enjoy.
Come gather in the top side of the jungle. Come learn to rotate better than the earth. Come play with all the talent that surrounds you. And for once, never see an old chat worth. The solo queuers call you elder brothers. The CJs and the KTs are your friends. And we can all learn so much from each other, with new styles in a scrim that never ends.
LOL. Who knew that singing was a secret to successful League of Legends teams? Major props to Skyin for taking the initiative and bringing Monty's hilarious lyrics to life. We'll put the link down below, which is well worth listening to in its entirety, as well as a link to the original lyrics. And good luck to CLG in Korea. I highly recommend Eye of the Tiger before trying to train. It's always a good montage song. Next up, an absolutely beautiful drawing of Dragonblade Riven. This stunning piece was drawn by Wendy as a commission for her friend Ryan, who I think it's safe to say is happy with the product. It's such a cool image, showing off a fantastic limited edition skin. I love the use of warm, vibrant colors contrasting perfectly with Riven's cold, focused face. Her sword looks badass, and a little part of me kinda wants it. The setting itself makes me think of ninja movies and the rooftop chase scenes, which isn't exactly a normal Riven imagery, but I think it definitely works here. I think I'm most impressed by Wendy's attention to detail though. From the lanterns in the background to the dragon shoulder guard, it's so well done. If you liked this piece as much as I did, make sure you follow the link down below and let the artist know. And while you're there, take a look at the rest of Wendy's work. And now for some less creepy, but no less impressive cosplay. This cosplay is from French cosplayer Nerday, who pulled off an amazingly realistic Koi Nami. Check her out. She went full-on mermaid. These pictures were taken by Pika Shoot at Japan Expo 2014, and rumor has it, she literally had to be carried on stage. Which makes sense if you're cosplaying a mermaid, right? Unless you can swim onto the stage, I don't think your fin's gonna be much help. At least in this case though, Nami's a support and is used to being carried. Am I right? Nobody. I keep telling my editor we need a laugh track on these things. I mean, he's not gonna listen. Anyway, looking at the cosplay itself instead of the logistics of it, I'm super impressed by this entire thing. The scales look suitably fishy, the fin is strangely beautiful, and that headdress is amazing. The armor matches up with Nami's splash art really well, and when it comes to her staff, I guess size really does matter. The cosplay for sure is lower on the creepy scale than the first one we looked at today, but there is something very alien about her eyes, which I personally think ties the whole costume together. To see the rest of Neriday's work and get a better look at this cosplay, you'll find links down below to her DeviantArt and her Facebook. It's the 21st century, and for a lot of us, that means staring at harsh, bright screens for a good part of our day. When I finally crawl into bed, the last thing I want to do is strain my eyes reading a book. That's why I use Audible.com. With over 100,000 audiobooks to choose from, great prices, and incredible discounts for members, there's nowhere better to get your audiobook fix. From sci-fi and fantasy to history to comedy to all sorts of nonfiction, there's something for everyone on Audible.com. Even if you've never been a big reader, audiobooks could open up a whole new world for you. Familiar franchises like Star Wars and Star Trek, or World of Warcraft and Warhammer are a great place to start. Not too confident? No worries. If you choose a book that isn't right for you, simply return it and try again. If you're interested, head on over to audible.com/GameBreaker and start your free 30-day trial today. As a thank you for signing up, you'll receive a free audiobook that's yours to keep. It's also an amazing way to support us and help us to continue to make shows like this, so thank you so much. One more time, that URL again is audible.com/GameBreaker. And that's all for this week's Summoner Showcase Revival. Thanks so much for watching. For more video game news and content, head on over to GameBreaker.tv. We hope you enjoy our shows, and by liking and subscribing, it really helps support us, and so does, of course, telling your friends about us. So until next time, Summoners, I'm Lindsay Geektron, and I'll see you guys next week.
GameBreaker TV.